Welcome back to the program. International donors at a conference in Oslo have pledged $672 million for the next 3 years to avert a famine in Africa's Lake Chad region caused by drought, chronic poverty and Islamist insurgents Boko Haram. The presence of Boko Haram militants has prevented farmers from planting crops or accessing Lake Chad to provide water for their animals. Fishermen have also been prevented from accessing the lake, which is shared between Cameroon, Niger, Nigeria and Chad.
Aid agencies must get food to close to 3 million people by July to avert a famine in Africa's Lake Chad region caused by drought, chronic poverty and Islamist insurgents Boko Haram.
Being here also today.
That's according to the United Nations as it launches the funding appeal. The United Nations, which says it needs $1.5 billion in humanitarian aid for the region this year, had previously raised $19 million towards this target.
It is really about a long-term commitment. It's about humanitarian assistance, about development. It's also about security. It's also about political solutions.
Today, Nigeria and countries contiguous to the Lake Chad are experiencing one of the largest and gravest humanitarian crises in the world. In Nigeria alone, 26 million people have been affected by the Boko Haram insurgency. The 2017 Humanitarian Response Plan has identified 10.7 million people in need of life-saving assistance.
Boko Haram militants have killed around 15,000 people and forced more than 2 million from their homes during the 7-year insurgency. The most urgent need is to reach 2.8 million people with rice or sorghum or cash to buy supplies by July.
We do need to transmit the message to world leaders with all of you that not only has this crisis killed and displaced, but it has destroyed entire social fabrics of communities.
Overall, 10.7 million people, roughly 2 out of 3 inhabitants, need humanitarian help, such as food, water, education or protection. The United States, a major aid donor to the region, in previous years did not pledge any money yet. O'Brien said this was because the U.S. administration was still in transition following November's election.
Kwara State students under the aegis of the National Association of Kwara State Students have staged a protest demanding the payment of nearly 2 billion naira bursary allocation owed them by the state government. The students allege that the state government has been allocating 500 million naira every year as bursary allocation, but they have not received anything. The State Commissioner for Information and Communication assured the students of the government's readiness to take care of the matter.
Provisions have been made in the 2017 budget for bursaries, and bursaries were a privilege to find so-called or palliative for their parents, and that once the 2017 budget has been passed, the state government will look at avenues to pay bursaries. As you know, in this year's budget, the state government has made a provision for bursaries. It is divided into two. There's the merit-based scholarship, and then there is the provision of bursaries for Kwara State students.
A special prayer session has been held by President Muhammad Buhari's kinsmen at the Emir's Palace in Katsina State for his speedy recovery. Governor Aminu Masari of Katsina State led a mammoth crowd of indigents and Muslim clerics to pray for the president's recovery and safe return to continue to perform his role as president. Governor Masari, however, maintains that the president followed due process before embarking on his trip and therefore appeals to Nigerians for more patience and understanding. That's news across Nigeria. Thank you for watching. I'm Joker Rogers.